All right, Daddy, get it going. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Women Wildly Wondering What It'd Be Like to Weave Wonderful One-Liners into Weak-Minded Wannabe Wizards. Uncle Gary is willing to wield his wizard pole just about anywhere he goes anymore. Episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm, the third.
Nice, dude.
Nice. You want to hit him with that intro?
Joining us today in the Days Grimm studio. Dude, you're killing me today. Joining us today in the Days Grimm studio, no other than Wendy Gray. How are you, ma'am?
I am doing well. How are you guys?
So glad. I'm great. No one cares how you do.
Pizza last night.
Oh, dude. We had a couple stoves out at Tom's house. He cooked us dinner. We did some not Firestone.
So you guys don't call a bitch? What? I'm always down for free
It was
food.
supposed to be two couples, and then 15
God,
people
don't
showed
make
up
me
out of
puke.
nowhere.
Yeah, it was ugly, gross, cutesy bullshit.
Cooked all this prep meat, and basically everybody got to make their own pizzas.
Hey, do you know if Cody Dotson listens to our episodes?
Sometimes.
You got to make sure you tell
He
him
was talking about all his shorts are basically us on his social media.
Hey, dude, shout out to Cody Dotson, brother. It was so good seeing you last night. But anyways, yeah, we had some pizza. We did a fire, had some stoves. I didn't have any bourbon. I was kind of disappointed. But I did drink
There was some there.
I drank a fair amount of Busch Light. So that was our evening last night. We will call a bitch next time. I promise.
All right, yeah.
Are you a big pizza gal by any chance?
I used to work at Pizza King here in town.
Fuck yeah.
For 13 years.
Best subs
was
in
good.
town.
And I was with the OG. I was with Jack.
Hell yeah, dude. That's the West Side one right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
Fuck
was
yeah.
there.
Best ham and cheese out there.
They go so hard with their sandwiches.
You know what? It
dude.
isn't the same, though. They went through
Something
5
changed.
owners.
Yeah.
Yeah. for
I didn't
real.
know that.
And I went through 3 on my own.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. And they have multiple locations, right?
Yeah. Right now they do.
Yeah, that's sick, dude.
And they're getting ready to move it from the corner there.
good.
Do you guys know that?
It's an old building, man.
But still, that's like
I know it's like a
Like a
it's like
historic.
a staple of
nostalgic, yeah.
Evansville, man.
with that friggin' trash.
I mean,
parking lot.
I get free parking, all the time when I go to the fall festival, so I can't bitch about it.
Yeah.
And I can still go in and get hooked up by my girls.
Hell
so.
yeah, dude. But anyway, so welcome to the Days Grimm. Thank you. What I was saying when I introduced you. Thank you for being so ready to go. Shotgun. Comedians are great about that. I'm finding out. I think we got linked up on Friday, or I texted you.
Yeah,
Saturday,
you texted
maybe.
me Friday. First, Zach got a hold of me.
Yeah, good dude. Shout out to Zach Pollard.
We love him. I love you, Zach.
Trump fingers.
Anyway, but yeah, Zach got a hold of me. He said, "Hey, Wendy, you want to do a podcast?" And I was like, "Well, why not? I don't have nothing else to do Sunday afternoon
Hell
except
yeah.
sit with my dog."
Right. What kind of dog?
I have a pit bull.
Nice.
I want a pity so bad.
Well, she's a Colby pit. She's only
What does
like
that mean?
She's the tiny pit. She's only 70 pounds. But when I got her, she was really badly abused. Look, one of my biker buddies called me. He said, "I'm bringing you something from Florida." Well, fuck, I thought it was sand or a t-shirt, right?
Right.
He drops off this pit bull to me, my son, and my roommate, and I'm like, "Brian, are you fucking for real? Like, you couldn't give me a t-shirt, dog? What?"
I just wanted a seashell.
Yeah,
And man,
bro.
she was so bad. She was like, you could see her rib cage. You could tell she was fighting. She was kind of aggressive. Well, I really thought, because my roommate Shannon, God rest her soul, she was just sweet as pie. Okay, so I thought she'd hook on to Shannon or Noble. No, she knew a bitch. So a
She
bitch
knew
and
a
a bitch,
bitch. Yeah, dude.
So like she hasn't
Bitch
left
knows a bitch.
right, and she hasn't left my side since. So yeah. And she's awesome. She's white. She did have like a lot of bite marks and stuff, but she was the most aggressive one, really, or believe it or not. And she's only like 70 pounds, but she's all the way white. She's got brindle spots on her, and she's got one
Nice.
blue eye and one brown eye.
Aw,
That's rare. I feel like in a pet.
She's a little gangster though.
Hell yeah, dude. I love pitties. The only reason I won't get one now is because I have 3 dogs. Like, you can't get one grown and bring it into a house
Oh
of 3
no,
dogs.
definitely not.
Yeah,
Especially if you have an older dog, they ain't having that.
No, they'll kill it. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, but they won't like it.
A friend of mine from where I work, which I don't disclose on this show, he got a pitty, and he had dogs previously, and it was a grown pitty, and it killed his chihuahua.
Yeah, you can't have, because you know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, bro.
Because
He said,
let me tell you something. Libby, okay, my girlfriend Angel, she had this little shit dog. I don't know what she would call it. It was a pug, mug, whatever you want to call it. It was but it was a little bitty dog. Lucy was cool. You know what I mean? She had a little bit of an attitude, little woman syndrome. You know what I mean? Well, then when I had brought Libby over there, Libby looks at me like, what the fuck is this? Because she had never seen a dog smaller than her.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So she was like, am I supposed to throw it? Is it a toy?
Do I eat this thing?
Do I eat it? Right.
Yeah.
And if they don't get introduced, you got to introduce the dogs. Because if you don't introduce them, they have no clue.
Right.
And I told her no, not to pick Libby up. But yeah, my other girlfriend, Candace, we call her Chains. She had a cat, and Libby thought it was a play toy, and she threw poor Blue up in the air, and Blue's been traumatized ever since.
Oh, God.
So, Wendy, do you want to give our listeners a brief elevator pitch of like who you are and what you do?
Yeah, who is
sure.
Wendy Gray?
I'm Wendy Gray. I was born and raised in Evansville, Indiana. I grew up on the south side of Evansville. I played basketball. I was very athletic when I was younger. I've always had a smart-ass mouth. I was treated as the son. I have a 6'8" gay brother.
Nice.
He's 5 years younger than me, so that's why I was the boy. I grew up with my dad and my mom. My mom worked a lot. My dad was a Vietnam vet, so I pretty much raised my brother. I never wanted kids, and I had kids. I was really,
9, right? No, what was?
I'm not the woman in the shoe. And not all of them are naturally mine. I had 3 outright that I own outright. Okay. But the other ones, they still call me mom. I have, about 4 more. So, that's 7. And I love each and every one of them. We don't do half. We don't do step. We're brother and sister. We're freaking family.
Hell yeah. Like it should be.
I don't do that shit. My boys are my boys. My girls are my girls. I love every one of them shitheads, and they're meaner than hell. But they're all a couple of them are really smart, and I don't know where the fuck that came from.
The 3 boys that you have, how old are they now?
Well, Logan turned 30. Dylan is 26. And then I had one late in life, and Noble is just now a freshman in high school. He's 14.
Dang, dude.
And I was not expecting that. Yeah, that was a surprise. I don't like to say he was an accent. No, I wouldn't trade him for $1 million.
That's all.
That's
That's always like when you like in school and you like everybody was talking about like whether they were planned or not, and like you go home and ask your parents.
Oh yeah,
like,
dude.
Oh, you were planned by God. It's always.
No, I don't say that shit. But I mean, I didn't have a kid. See, from my youngest, oldest kid to him is like 12 years. And I was with a guy for several years before that, and we didn't use nothing, and I never got pregnant. Well, then when I got with my last husband, which I wish that's another story. But when I got my last husband, I was like, you're fucking kidding me, right? This does not have 2 lines in it. Fuck Claire Blue Easy. I was so mad. But I had him at 35, and it was the roughest pregnancy I had. I was not meant to have children. I used to be really tiny, and the doctor was like, oh, no, this is going to be bad. But I had to be in bed rest for 2 fucking months, and I was going insane. And I got so good at rummy, my brother will no longer play me until this day because I kicked ass all the time.
Your only brother, right?
Yeah, he's my only brother. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
And I have a half sister that she's a hot mess, man.
Okay.
Speaking of hot messes, you've seen some of the shows before. We're gonna roll into this
Absolutely.
death of the week real fast.
Cool.
And it's not going to be good.
Well, death is never good.
Yeah, there's a nice little intro music there. Sorry, I should have warned you.
That's okay.
So it's not going to be good, guys. But we're going to go ahead and get on into it, and we're going to try to laugh our way through this. So this week's Death of the Week brought to you by the New York Post. Article written by Natalie O'Neill, August 14, 2024. This is fresh. News Nation journalist, 22, killed by train in bizarre Chicago accident. All right, what else do we got, O'Neill? A rising star TV journalist working for News Nation was struck and killed by a train during a freak accident in Chicago, prompting her heartbroken parents to demand better rail safety at the popular transit hub. Age 22, Husky, I guess? Yeah, Husky, age 22, a newly hired creative producer for the cable news network, was crossing ground-level tracks with a group of other commuters at Hedgewish South Shore Station on July 25 when a train leaving the platform suddenly plowed into her. Wow, wise choice of words according to WGN9. Quote, "It's the worst nightmare ever," end quote, her devastated dad, Phil Bentkowski, told the outlet. Quote, "No noise, no nothing. From the video, all you hear is a thud. Then the engineer blows a horn," end quote. Thanks, Dad. In order to reach a parking lot at the station, riders must walk over the tracks, but the train failed to sound its whistle as the young journalist walked toward the lot, said Phil Bentkowski, who received footage of the accident. I'm going to stop it here. We're just fucking stop it there, dude. Okay, here's a couple of things I have to say about this. First off, poor choice of words. Plowed into her? Jesus Christ, WGN, tighten the fuck up. And then secondly, Dad, Phil Bentkowski, why are we sending footage of his daughter dying to the dad?
I don't know,
but what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's weird that his comment was from the video, all you hear is a thud, and then the engineer blows a horn.
What the fuck are we doing, bro?
It's the 21st century, man. So, like everybody's like walking around just recording, I feel like.
Fuck, bro. If that's my daughter, don't send me the fucking footage, dude. God damn.
It's a rough one.
And yeah, that's, again, per the nypost.com. Thanks a lot, Natalie O'Neill, for that outstanding article. What are your thoughts on that? Do you fuck with trains?
Oh my God, man!
Do you fuck with trains?
I used to work for a train company, and I won't mention it. But wow, yeah,
God.
I got to read with you. Plowed. Like when I think of that, I'm thinking of a train or something a different kind.
Yeah.
But
Like
I
a
wouldn't
South
have
Side
used-
train.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't have said plowed. I wouldn't have said plowed. Number one, and yeah. I can't even believe they sent the dad that. Like,
What the fuck,
all
dude?
these feely fucking motherfuckers around here to get their feelings hurt over fucking some fruity pebbles or something, and they're sending dad that.
Yeah.
But don't hurt my feelings. You know what I mean?
Damn.
That is so messed up.
God,
And
it's
like,
so
why
fucked.
didn't the train blow its horn beforehand?
Dude was probably hungover.
Well, dude's probably lost his job.
Yeah, he's in prison.
Because I
He's in
tell you what,
prison.
no, they drop him right
Can you
away.
pull that back up?
Yeah.
Can we see if they say something about the conductor or the engineer?
They drop him. I
Do you
know they
still have
drop
it?
him right away.
Will you scroll on down? I just want to breeze. I'm not going to read any. I just they don't mention anything. So his daughter.
His daughter's view also appears to be obstructed by a large concrete pillar, he said.
Ball State
Recent
University
Ball State
I'm calling
University
bullshit on that.
graduate.
Oh, and she's pretty. God dang
Aw,
it.
man. Look
She's
how
so
young she was.
I know, dude. This part bums me out when we get to see a picture of the person. I try to avoid this. It doesn't say any.
Through her 50 feet. Did you see that?
Yeah, right here. But the shocking impact threw her 50 feet and caused internal injury.
You think? But Jesus, do they have to really tell us that in detail?
Oh, God damn it.
But she wasn't wearing headphones and she was not on her phone when it hit her.
Because the train didn't blow the damn horn.
Yeah, she thought she was cool,
Her
bro.
phone wasn't damaged.
What the hell? It's bad when your iPhone lasts and you don't.
Hey, and that's honestly, that's a testament to Apple. So, honestly,
Yeah, that new crystal glass, the
Yeah,
sapphire
dude.
glass. Really doing
good
its
on
job.
you, Apple. Good on you. Couldn't save a life, but
you know what? She
saved a
covered
phone.
Indiana's election. Did you see that up there?
That's so interesting. Yeah. Ski first worked as an
Yeah.
intern for news station covering Indiana's local elections last year, according to her Instagram account. She
Oh,
was hired as an
wow.
associate creative producer after she graduated from college roughly 4 months ago.
Oh my
Wow.
God, she just
Hold
got
on,
credit
go,
on
and here's a
college?
picture of the. Will you make this full? Well, it doesn't matter. You can make it full screen in the edit. Look, so this is the.
The crossing.
This
yeah.
is the actual crossing. Okay, actually, another thing hits me about this, and then This is my last mention on this death of the week. If you stay here on the picture, why?
I was just reading. She was beautiful inside and out. Is this before or after the accident?
Oh,
wow.
wow, that's lowbrow, but I'll take it. Judges will take it. No, my last mention is it said earlier in the article that riders have to, from one side of the platform to get to the parking lot, have to cross the tracks. Who fucking planned this train station? You fucking
Yeah,
idiots!
wouldn't you make a walkover over that?
I don't use the word retard very often, but that's fucking retarded.
$27K for a cremation? That seems a bit overpriced.
It's true.
Well, it's $1,100 just to get embalmed, which you still have to do when you get cremated, which is
It
bullshit.
depends actually on certain states. It's not required, but they
true.
like to make you think it is.
Oh, that's trash.
If you want a showing, you're supposed to get it.
You have to get embalmed before showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
That's
tragic.
what they say.
That's tragic. Normally, these are funnier than that. I tried to find the humor in this as much as I could. Plowed into her was probably the highlight of this reel. So if you made it through this Death of the Week, thank you very much. That's another Death of the Week brought to you by the New York Post.
So, Wendy, you said you grew up here in Evansville. Which high school did you go to?
Well, I got removed out of 4 high schools, actually.
Physically or like suspended?
Well, a couple were physical.
Oh, like arrested?
No, not arrested.
Okay,
I got escorted off the property.
Oh, we had a vigilante on our hands
no,
here.
I got escorted off the property and told me I was not allowed on these premises anymore.
No shit.
No shit.
What the hell were you doing?
I got into a fight with a guy that hit me in the middle of gym class, and I won't mention the high school, but it was on the north side. And they walked me out the door and told me that I was not allowed on the property. So at that time, there was a Waffle House across the street.
Yeah, dude.
And I went over to the Waffle House and called my mom. Well, they didn't know my mom. Poor guys. Mom went in there and cussed him out because there were students that were backing me up because he hit me twice. And I told him, I was like, dude, you hit me one more time, I'm going to smoke you right here on the floor.
Like a fist?
He hit me in the arm.
Oh, in the
But
arm.
I
Okay.
got in trouble because I was the student that was shipped
Well,
there.
you know what that was. That was him. That was him flirting with you. That's what kids
You could
do.
find a better way. I can't. Well,
boys
he
are
got
dumb.
his ass whipped,
Boys are dumb, and I'm a testament to that. And honestly, I think Tom is
and
too.
I wasn't a fair fighter. I'd pick up anything and beat the shit out of you with it. That's true. But no, I got removed from 4 high schools for fighting because I was kind of an angry child.
Where'd you graduate from?
Stanley Hall.
Nice, dude. Sick.
I love Stanley.
What sports did you play through high school and growing up? Basketball?
Basketball. I ran track. Them were my 2 major things.
What were you best at? You like
Basketball.
better on the court than
Yeah.
on the track?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say growing up you were always the class clown?
I was funny, you know what I mean? But I didn't really give a shit. Like, I wasn't real cliquey.
Yeah.
I could fit into any clique because I just wasn't a cliquey person. Dad always called me a chameleon because I could go into any clique and I was accepted.
Like a Navy SEAL.
Kind of type deal, yeah.
Yeah. Like a Navy SEAL for
But
children.
I can still do it to this day. It doesn't matter where you put me. I'll adjust.
Well, you belong here. This clearly
I
from the
will
rap
adjust.
sheet that I'm hearing, you belong here.
Yeah,
This is constantly just degenerate. Us two degenerates.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
totally a heathen.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's why my mother had white hair when she passed. Yeah, definitely.
Rest her
it was
soul.
me. Yeah,
Jesus
it was me.
Louise, dude. And I'm sorry to hear that. That's a real bummer. I want to go back to the track thing. What was your favorite? Because I'm big on I like cardio. I love running and stuff. So what was your event in track?
I usually did the sprint, and I also was the last leg on the relay.
Nice, dude. I don't know much about the
Is
relay.
the last leg like the longest or the shortest of the relays?
It's
they're
not really the
equidistant.
longest or
Yeah.
the shortest. Because back in high school, not everybody's track was the same. You know what I mean? It wasn't. It isn't like it is nowadays. You know. But there was a girl that was faster than me, and her name we called her Pinky, and that girl was fast.
You're a big nickname gal.
Yeah, we did.
I
call
love
each
a
other
nickname.
Nicknames.
I
Yeah.
love a nickname.
We
You've
did
had
nicknames.
like 12 nicknames that I've heard for people since you've been here, and I love that. It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing. We got Chains, we got Pinky.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Pinky though, she was good or no?
Oh yeah, she was awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love Pinky. Now she's a doctor in Atlanta.
Damn.
Fucking shout out to Pinky, crushing
Yeah, I
it,
love
dude.
her, man. She's one of my really good friends.
And she did the relay as well.
Oh yeah.
Where would they place her? Opener,
Oh yeah. Definitely.
opening leg.
Yeah, she was fast as hell, man.
Just get you a good spread.
I'm telling you, she was.
And let the
fast
other
as hell.
handicapped
Yeah,
kids
and
tie it
then-
up.
Yeah. Then I would finish it. Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're on the back. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
It's okay. I wear a helmet every once in a while. Depends on the day. You know what I mean? Depends on the day.
Dude, standard issue in the Army infantry, dude.
Right.
I
I just don't lick the brown windows. I'm not that down.
I stopped eating paint chips in
Right,
1995. So, what do you think? So you mentioned. Did we already talk about the age of your kids on the
Yes,
on the
we
show?
did.
Was
Yes,
that during
we
the
did.
interview? I've
Yes,
lost
we
track
did.
because
Yes,
we
we
were
did.
bullshitting for a while
Yeah.
before. So you have a 30. So I'm 34. So you have a 30-year-old son. I'm not. We don't. You never ask a woman her age, but like
I'm 50.
What?
I'm 50.
Okay, so what does that put when you're?
So what do you do when you get out of high school?
So that's 70.
When I got out of high school, okay, basically, see, I moved out when I was 16. I didn't live at home my whole time. I already had a house and a car, and I worked. My first real gig was Dairy Queen. I used to make the cakes for Dairy Queen on Virginia here. Okay, and I did that for a few years, and then once I left there, I still I worked at Dairy Queen for a long time, and then when I turned 21, I went straight into bartending.
Hell yeah!
And then I worked at Jim Dandy's Green O, which is
I don't
now
know that one.
Well, now it's Rick's that sits on Green River and Covert.
The one that's always getting.
That's your people. That's East Side. I don't know.
Yeah,
that.
that's East Side. But I used to work for this guy named Jim, and he was absolutely fabulous. And I really didn't think I was going to get the job. I mean, I never bartended or anything like that. And there was this bartender named Becky. I loved her to death, and she was an older cat, older than me. And she kind of taught me the ropes. But we had during that time, that was a major biker bar.
And this is like early 90s or late 80s?
Yeah, early 90s.
Early 90s, okay.
And then it just went off from there. I'm one of the OG Fast Eddie's girls, too.
Thong Thursdays.
Yeah,
you know that
OG.
place shut down?
Yes, I do.
Right as I turned 21.
I'm so sorry.
And I was in Afghanistan, and it shut down in 2011.
I was fucking pregnant when I was 21. So, and I've already, to be honest, I wasn't a big deal with me because I've already been drinking and
you're traveled.
Yeah, no, I feel like
Yes.
if you have your own place and a job and a car and everything like that,
You
you
should be
probably
allowed
got
to
a
drink.
fake ID and are already drinking.
I didn't really have a fake ID.
Or you
no.
know a guy.
I just didn't. I had, friends that were old. I always hung out with the older crowd. I
Right.
never hung out with anybody really my age. There was only a couple girls that hung with me that age because I didn't really care for girls because they're bitchy. And
yeah.
I grew up around all boys, and I was a tomboy. I mean, my dad took me hunting. I know how to shoot a gun. I know how to load a gun, clean a
Nice.
gun. I love to fish. I like motorcycles. I like fast cars. So
Did you bring your resume? It sounds like you're applying for a job here because
I
honestly,
know.
you fit in really well. This is
but that was the
going.
things
this
I
is going
liked.
great.
That was the thing, and I still love them.
joking.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
still
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah.
But like, I never really depended on a man.
Well, that's
know?
good. That's important.
Yeah.
Strong, independent woman don't need no man.
Well, it's just so sad.
We're
sometimes, man.
douchebags, dude.
No, I'm telling you now. Some of the guys are sissies now. You know what I mean? Like
They're so soft.
Oh my god.
They're so soft. I saw a dude in the gym the other day. In the gym, where tough guys are supposed to be,
No, that ain't true. Just because they're taking steroids don't mean they're a tough guy.
putting lotion on his hands.
Lotion on the skin.
Shut the fuck. In the gym, brother, you got a damn.
Hey, he
what's a
could-
lotion brand?
Like Vaseline.
You got
right?
Vaseline in your fucking gym bag, bro. Get the fuck out of
Well,
here,
he
dude.
might have been doing extracurricular activities in
Get the
locker
fuck
room,
out of here,
you
dude. What are
know?
you, a hand model? Shut the
He
fuck
might
up,
have.
brother. Get the
Well,
fuck
he was
out
a
of
little.
here.
He's got a little bit of sugar in his tank. I mean, what can you do?
Dude, what's it like having? Okay, so we got to talk about the gay brother because I'm curious. I'm not like sexually curious. I'm curious about your gay brother. So like, we have a couple gay friends. I love them. They're great. How and when did that evolve?
No,
You
but
know?
was born gay.
Yeah, but like,
I always knew.
like, was he openly gay through high school and stuff all the way
He
through?
didn't come out until about the end of high school, but we
Really?
already knew. And when he sat down and told me,
And he's
my-
younger than you, right?
Yeah, he's 5 years younger. And when
Okay.
he sat down and told me and my sister, we were like, no shit. Like, wow.
Dude, I have so many friends that if they were like, "Hey, dude, I'm gay," I'd be like, "Yeah, not fucking, yeah, I
Like,
get it,
duh.
I get it, bro, I get it." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we get it.
But my
But
brother
that's so
and
funny
I,
you say that.
Me
Yeah,
and
I
my
know
brother were
people
really
like that.
close. Like my brother didn't talk for the first 5 years of his life. I talked for him.
Really?
Yeah, he wouldn't have to tell. Me and my brother can be across the room to this day, and if we're thinking about something, or if we think something's going to pop off somewhere, we know.
Body language.
Oh,
you guys
definitely.
can just talk
We
across
could
the
just
room.
talk across the room without saying a word
That's so tight, dude.
because we were very close.
I didn't have that with my sibling. Did you have a sibling like that you were, or a cousin that you were fucking tight? Me and Corey and I are like
with
that.
like several, cousins and siblings, but not like across the room.
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But see, me and my dad was very what's the word? Brutal, maybe. He downright, yeah. He was not a very nice man. I called him Lucifer. Seriously. Dad
Morning
was really,
star.
yeah. Dad was really mean. Like we had to watch our ass.
Do you think that was from like Vietnam, or do you think it was?
I think it was from everything because my dad was abused as a child.
Gotcha.
And he was just an
that's
angry
how it goes.
motherfucker, and he didn't, and Dad was mean.
And
Like,
honestly, so you're born in 74, 73,
73,
right?
yeah.
So that means he was at least born in 53,
right.
right? So if he was born in the 50s, fuck, dude.
Well, see, my dad ended up.
Shit was hard back
yeah,
then, brother.
well, my
Like-
dad was in Vietnam because he tried to cause a riot to overthrow the federal government. Okay,
So they just
so
shipped
they
him off.
told him either you do
prisoner
prison
war.
time
Yeah.
or you go to war.
That was very common in
So-
Vietnam.
Speaking of going to war, can I get the
So, okay, we do this thing on the show. You don't have to partake. It's not great. But we had this sniff and lift.
I know. I seen you guys'
yeah.
show, and I'm not doing that. You
No,
guys
I
go
don't want
ahead.
you to.
This is the world's strongest.
You could say that you would want to do them. I probably would
No,
let
screw
you do them.
I'm not even lying.
But, oh my, have you looked in here? Oh my
Yeah.
God, that is terrifying. Oh my God, hold on. So that
I want to look in there. I do want to look in
you
though.
guys can see
Let me see.
a bunch of, don't even get it close to your face though.
Oh my God, I can smell it from here.
Yeah, it's not good, dude.
That smells like busted ass. And I don't even know what busted ass smells like, but that's what it smells like. Are you crazy? Oh my
It's like-
God. Oh, that's so disgusting.
It's like cleaning out a litter box that 1,000 cats have peed in.
And it's so weird. It's so weird.
It smells like Mount Vernon. I ain't gonna
It's so weird.
It looks like Mount Vernon.
right.
It's so weird because you'll get your nose like right up on top of it, like,
And it's burning,
like
right?
equidistant. No, but for me, it almost seems like it chooses one nostril or the other
go up?
every time. Every fucking
You
time.
never breathe out of both nostrils.
I did not
You
know
should
that.
look. You should shut one down, like when you do it.
Oh God.
Just toss them.
Oh, you both are brave.
No, but so
When we got them in, it was in 3 different bags, and you open the first bag, and you could smell it.
Oh, that
through
should
it.
tell you guys right there if it came in 3 different damn bags.
triple bagged and hermetically sealed, like medically sealed with the medical. Yeah. God damn. You're a brave soldier, sir. You're a brave soldier.
God.
But yeah, so welcome to the Days Grimm, where we just fucking do whatever. So, anyways, all right.
No, I was gonna say. So, like, when do you think you first get an interest for comedy or like making people
I
laugh?
always liked comedy.
Like when you were younger, you were
yeah,
into it.
Like I used
Pryor
to watch
and
Cara
shit?
Burnett, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin. God, I loved SNL, man. You had Chevy Chase, Steve Martin,
Belushi.
Belushi,
Belushi Daddy. God,
yeah.
Blues Brothers, dude.
Yeah, that was the
Blues
shit.
Brothers, dude.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to wait and stay up as late as I could, so because I wanted to see Saturday Night
Saturday Night
Live.
Live, yeah.
You know, and that's only when we had 4 channels back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I would try to stay up as long as I could to
Is that
watch
NBC, right? I believe
think
it's
so,
Saturday
yeah.
Night Live.
I thought you were gonna make a 4chan joke.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm not.
no, I would stay up and watch that. But I don't know. Everybody always asks me who's my favorite comedian. I don't have a.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
I like. There's little pieces I like of every comedian. Like Eddie Murphy, man. Delirious is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Because you always want to get something relatable to people. And believe it or not, I learned that from Kevin Hart. Because when I was researching and when I started this crazy ass shit.
What age were you when you started?
I started like, okay, this is what happened. I ended up getting really sick around COVID.
Oh,
Okay?
you got the vid?
I did get the vid, but then I found out I have a sickness along with it.
Oh, your predisposition.
Yeah. They said either emphysema or cancer. Well, they wanted to do biopsy. I told them to go suck my dick. Okay. Excuse my language.
Fuck, that's hot.
Because you're not putting a hole in me.
I love
okay?
talking to doctors like that.
You know,
Suck my
that's exactly what I said
piece
too.
of shit.
You're not putting a hole in me. So
They were going to put a hole in you?
yeah, because when they would do biopsy, they would go through my rib cage and they would take this little thing and poke a hole in it and then grab a piece of tissue. But my left lung is completely black. And this is the messed up part. For years, they told me I'd get sick right before the fall festival, about 2 weeks. Like I'd be coughing up stuff.
Every year.
Every year.
Or like,
Timing. Every year. And every time they told me it was bronchitis. Well, then finally, when I got to a doctor that was a little bit hardcore and told me the truth, he goes, Wendy, they knew the whole time. They were waiting for you to get this sick. So this way they could charge you for treating you for whatever you had.
motherfucker.
Yeah. They give me like antibiotics just to appease me and get me by through that time.
Do you know now?
Oh, yeah.
Is it cancer? Or
Oh,
is it...
no, I don't know now. I'm just riding the storm out.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
Can I make a mention on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's where I'm at on like undiagnosed. I think that's a great way to fucking do it. Like if somebody fucking told me one day, they're like, this looks weird. It's either A or B, and B, you die. A, you die way later or something.
Right.
Fuck it. Why do you need to know? Why do you need every day?
Okay, this was the crazy thing.
Every day
Even
should
with,
be.
If one doctor said I had cancer, one doctor said I had emphysema, it was the same treatment plan.
Yeah. Oxygen or.
No. They wanted to take out my lung. Okay. And then give me chemo.
Okay. For eczema?
No, emphysema. Emphysema. Not
Yeah.
eczema.
What did I say?
Eczema. That's for your skin.
Yeah, emphysema.
Yeah.
For emphysema, they take a lung
because
out?
it was spreading.
And chemo?
Yeah, because look, my left lung is totally black. It's dying. It's pretty much dead. It's a dead soldier. Okay.
We're R.I.P. dude.
And
he fought the good fight.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. You know. Well, it took me a minute to think about what I was going to do because my dad died of cancer. And even though my dad was an asshole, I seen him go through the treatments and everything. And then I had a couple of girlfriends that have died of cancer. So, and I seen them go through that chemo and shit. You're not nuking me like I'm a fucking sandwich in the microwave. You got life fucked up. And I'm not going through this. I'm not going through that because I feel like it breaks down your body so bad because I have seen it firsthand myself. That I was
You're
not
like irrecognizable.
I'm not putting myself.
You're unrecognizable to like the people that love you.
And I'm not putting myself through that. So this is what I thought. I thought I would just do what I had to do to get through it because there's days I've really gotten sick and stuff. And but the doctors, I feel like anymore, all they want is money. A lot of them just want to, say, okay, I'm going to give you this to feel better for the moment.
Yeah.
They don't find the true issue.
No.
Because I'm 50 years old. There's no way they didn't know before my 50 years what was going on with me.
I have a family full of medical folks, bunch of nurses.
I got you. My aunt was a nurse
practitioner, and they will tell you, doctors will tell you, treat the symptoms. Root cause doesn't fucking matter.
They don't give a shit.
Treat the symptoms, make them better like right now. Get rid of whatever the fuck they're bitching about.
But this is the whole thing. Whatever it is.
They don't cure the root cause.
Whatever it is or may not be, fuck it. I'm going to I promised myself, because believe me, I sat in bed for a couple days and I grew up around a lot of bikers, okay? And I had one of my biker buddies call me and somehow he found out I was sick. And I laid in bed for this is probably about the second week. He goes, Wendy, what are you doing? I'm going laying in fucking bed. What do you want? Like, why are you calling me? He goes, well, I heard you were sick. I said, maybe, maybe not. And how did you hear about that? Because I want to know who's running their mouth, number one. He goes, don't worry about that. But how long have you been laying in that bed? And I said, well, I'm a smart ass. Of course. I said, what business is it of yours? He goes, don't you know who the fuck you are? And for some reason, when he said that hit me.
Yeah.
Like, that's right. I'm Wendy motherfucking Gray. That's who I am. So then that day forward, I promised myself I would get up every day and do one thing, regardless how bad I felt or whatever. Yeah. So I've done it ever since.
So is this about the time you get into comedy? And also, on that mention, why I fist bumped you, it makes me think of that Tim McGraw song. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't listen to country. You know this.
You're talking about die like I'm...
Live like you would die.
Yeah.
I know that song.
Hey, you got to go skydiving. That's what that means.
So I was going to say, like...
but that's about the time you got into comedy.
Right. What I did, is my birthday's the day before Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had my birthday in July. I had never had a birthday party with all my friends.
Yeah.
And I had this house at the time, and it was quite a big house. And in the back, I had a separate room where I made it like a comedy room because I was doing my bucket list. You feel me?
Fuck yeah.
So when I did my bucket list, my son and my daughter were recording me, one on Facebook, one on YouTube. And I didn't even know they were recording me. Well, then I've been friends with Bob Digga. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
That's an aggressive last name, I feel like.
I love Bob.
Okay.
Bob's been doing comedy for God knows how long. But Bob was like, hey, you need to turn that shit into Comedy Caravan for, an open mic night. And I was like, I don't know, Bob. It was just for my bucket list. He goes, no, Wendy, you really did. Well, he didn't even go to I Dare You. He went straight to the Triple Dare. Well, when we were kids, if you go straight for the Triple Dare, that means you got to do that shit.
That's a bold strat.
Yeah, you got to do that shit.
That's a bold strat, yeah.
So I did. So then we sent it in through emails. I said, well, you got to do it too, Bob. He said, I will. No problem. So we both turned our shit in.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning, hot flashing. Yes, menopause. And I thought, well, hell, I knew Bob was getting.
So this is only a few years ago.
This was like
During
2
COVID.
years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
about two and a half. Okay.
God
So I called Bob and I knew he was on the road. And I said, Bob, did you hear anything yet? I'm getting ready to look through my emails. He's like, oh, hang on. And we're both on the phone while we were looking. I was like, oh my God, they accepted me. They gave me a date, time, wanted me there.
For you.
For me. And I said, oh my God, Bob, they accepted me. He goes, I knew they would. So I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Right. And I was like, Bob, you better look. And he's like, nope, I haven't got nothing. I said, motherfucker, don't you lie to me. I swear to God, I will come to where you're at. He was like, no, Wendy, I swear to God, they did not. They never accepted Bob.
So what
So I had to
what
go
is
solo.
Comedy Caravan?
It's a place in Louisville. The layup's real nice.
The layup?
Yeah, the way, because
Oh,
sometimes
the
when
layout.
the
layout. Yeah.
I always call it layup because when you go to some comedy places, it just seems really weird how they have it set up, like where the stage is and all that stuff.
Seating.
Yeah,
And
but
weird
this was-
handrails where they
yeah,
fucking
right.
shouldn't be.
But I like the setup that they had. But this was my first time, and there was only one female comic besides myself. So I just kind of sat back and kind of watched everybody. But this is the part that kind of hit me. I was the last one right before the headliner. I was like, oh my God.
Who was the headliner? Do you remember?
I don't remember his name. I wish I could. But
So a lot of people find it. I feel like from a male perspective, and what I hear from a bunch of people is like, not a lot of guys get into like female comics.
no.
And
I do.
do you think that since you were like the girl always hanging out with the guys, that makes you like hit better to a male audience?
You know what? I think I always do something to try to be relatable no matter what sex you are.
Nice.
Because we all have families. We all have that fucked up aunt or uncle, or cousin, or brother, or we all have that crazy dog or that crazy best friend or whatever it may be. You always have, it doesn't matter what color, where you come from, anything like that. We all have the same thing if we look right down to it. We
Right.
all bleed the same. We all put on our pants the same. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But I do have to say,
Unless it's in the 90s when everyone was like, some people
Like,
were
oh
putting
my
them on.
God, yeah.
Remember the reverse? There, people were wearing their pants
Yeah,
backwards
the
and shit.
crisscross- yeah,
crisscross bullshit.
I was gonna say
Sorry.
too. Brian made a joke about how like you were listing all your jobs and everything, and how it sounded like a resume. But I feel like that provides lots of life experience that relates, like it provides
It does.
relatable
It does.
because
comedy.
I would get bored. Like when I
Yeah.
would go to these jobs, I would get bored
Oh, fuck yeah.
because
dude.
I was like, I can't do this anymore, or I'm going to absolutely go postal in here. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but I always switch jobs. But the good thing about being a bartender or waitress, you stay at this place for so long until it like dies down. And then you go to the new place.
the new hottest.
Yeah.
and
Whatever.
you're getting life experience from everybody there.
And I have so much material between my family and Evansville. I don't need to go anywhere else.
I feel like, dude, I feel like honestly, anybody that grew up in the River City, you probably could be a stand-up comedian.
I call it, you know what I call it?
you
I
at
call it
least
the
have-
remedial city. That's what the hell I
the
call it.
remedial city.
Absolutely.
Can you explain?
Oh, yeah. Where do you want me to begin?
What do you mean? I guess remedial.
Number one, we have a fucking expressway with lights on it.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Like
That is not
yeah.
an expressway. That's Lloyd Road. And then we named it after.
Lloyd Road.
And then this is what the messed up part is.
That's
we
so true.
named it after a mayor that got shot by his mistress.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that. It's
Yes,
so fucked
sir.
up.
That's hot.
Can you Google that real quick? And
I swear, Google
can
it.
you fact check her on that? Fact check her on
promise
that.
you.
No, Evansville.
And he was one of the most crooked mayors, and we named it after him.
It blows my mind because like 300,000 people live here. Like we're the third biggest city
I
in
know.
the state of Indiana.
And you know we're the fourth most dangerous city in Indiana?
I don't know. Gary?
Oh, yes.
Gary?
No, we are the fourth.
Oh, we are the fourth.
We are the fourth, sir.
Oh, I believe that. I
Yeah.
can see that. I have panic attacks all the time.
I don't have a panic attacks.
I worry about. I think it's mostly PTSD at this point.
It probably is.
Is this?
Hang on.
Where are we at here?
Who was assassinated in 1980?
Jesus Christ! Why have we not? Next death of the week. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. Go back up to the highlighted thing. Go down. So the road was built in stages. The west section of the expressway was completed in the 1950s, ending at Fulton Avenue, with plans to continue further east later in the date. At a later date, it was until the 1970s and 80s the local officials succeeded in securing federal funding to finish construction, and the key effort was popular Evansville Mayor Russell G. Lloyd Sr., who was then assassinated in 1980 after he had left office. The expressway named in his honor. And then does it say anything about his? Yeah, Evansville citizen. Okay, save that because we're doing a Death of the Week on that for sure, dude. Next week on the Days Grimm, we're talking about
true story.
We're talking about
that's a true story.
Mayor Lloyd.
Okay, and check this out. This is another reason why I just get material from this place all the time.
It's so rich.
Our new shit factory is across from Kids Kingdom.
Our new
park.
Oh, a shit factory.
Our new plant, our shit plant, is right across from Kids Kingdom.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Built on top of an old playground that had like so many issues already.
Yeah.
Hello, Sunset Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Smells like poopy.
So, like, you don't know if your kid's shit or if it's the Evansville air.
Right.
Okay.
Have you seen Sunset Park yet?
I have been there. Yes.
They did a very great job.
Now I do like the
very beautiful.
But why put the shit factory right there?
So you got the skate park, so you just have the smell of weed.
I mean, why would
over.
you do that? Seriously,
it's honestly a good point, Tom, to cover the weed smell. Clearly,
well, we need weed because if not, we would all kill each other, and we do have a shooting every night.
Well, see,
every night.
Every night.
The thing is everyone in Evansville is smoking weed. Like 70, conservatively, 70% of the populace here has to be consuming weed.
I'm going to tell you, I do, and if I didn't, I would commit a murder because
postal.
people are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know.
It's wild out here, dude.
And let me tell you something. You know we don't have a homicide unit, right?
We don't?
Absolutely not.
How
you just get a detective.
That's it.
Dumb is that, dude?
Anna Gray is the main detective on that, okay? Because my niece got murdered here.
Oh,
for real.
Fuck.
For real.
I'm sorry.
We do not have a homicide unit. But one of my jokes is if you don't like somebody, take them on a trip to Evansville. Tell them you're taking them on vacation. And just off them here, and they'll never find out.
No, fuck no.
They'll never find out.
We have a joke about killing people as well. Our joke is, do you know about the My Way thing in Thailand?
Mm-mm.
So they take the song My Way by Frank Sinatra?
Exactly.
My Way.
I absolutely do.
Love that tune, but the folks in the Philippines also love that tune. They love that tune so much that the My Way killings was a social phenomenon in the Philippines, referring to a number of fatal disputes which arose from the singing of the song My Way, popularized by Frank Sinatra in karaoke bars, more commonly known as videoke in the Philippines. A New York Times article estimated the number of killings to be at least 6. Is that it? 6?
As of 2010.
As of 2010, between 2002 and 2012. That's a good stretch. Numerous people were killed for singing the song. So you'll go to a videoke bar in the Philippines, that's what they call it, and if you want to sing My Way, they won't even have it on the catalog because it's. But
I'm not singing it.
Our joke about killing people is, well, if you want somebody offed or whatever, just send them on a paid trip to the Philippines and have them sing My Way.
Well, here is the destination. I'm telling you guys now.
Here's the destination.
And if you dump them in Ohio, you won't be able to see them anyway because you can't even see through the son of a bitch.
Yeah, you can't see them past all the
Chinese
Chinese carp. Or what is it? Chinese carp?
Asian carp.
Asian carp, yeah.
Yeah, because see, when I was a kid, you could see through the Ohio. Now you can't.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. Shout out to Cole Simpson. We shot him, and he aired in September, I think.
Nope.
No?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. One of his friends on Snapchat just found a dead Asian carp, and they were like holding it up. It was like a baby shark.
Yeah, they're big.
They're massive. But anyway, so I say that to say this. So you get into comedy about COVID time. Mm-hmm. You do the Comedy Caravan thing.
How'd that go?
And
were you nervous the first time?
How did that show go in Louisville?
I was absolutely nervous, but I don't know.
How long of a set did you do?
We had to do 15 minutes. And that's really hard for your first time.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah. Jesus
But
Christ.
what I noticed,
Holy
when I was
shit.
sitting there and I was watching
bless you.
everybody,
Thank you.
because when I first started, I was very, paying attention, very intuitive, just watching everybody. And there was this couple on the left-hand stage, and they were open. Not one time did that older couple laugh during the whole, all these comedians go up there, and they haven't laughed one time. didn't crack a smile. So my whole goal was to make
How
these
old is older, by the way?
They were probably in their early 70s, 80s, maybe 70s.
You weren't
80s.
doing enough Vietnam material.
I
Not
guess
enough
not.
Great Depression jokes.
But look, they were just sitting there straight faced, and I couldn't even believe they sat for the whole routine for all of them. You know,
They were there for the headliner, probably.
I guess I don't know. So my goal was to make these old fuckers laugh.
My
That was
goal would have
goal.
been to get them to leave.
So when I got up there, I made them laugh. And then I was like, okay, I did it.
You're in the zone.
I was in the zone. Man, I just went up there and killed it. Well, I actually got a standing ovation.
Wow.
And that was, I mean, it just, and that's, you know, I always thought when I was doing all these other jobs and everything, like I didn't really feel like I totally belonged somewhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just kind of cascaded through, you know, I was like a wanderer, as you could say.
Or a gypsy.
Right. So I
Technical
cascaded through different jobs and everything like that. But when I did that, that was the first time in my life I got high without a drug.
Yeah.
Ever in my life. And then I knew this is what I need to be doing. Well, then COVID hit right after it, man. Just right
March.
after. Yep. Right after, okay. And I was like, son of a bitch. And I had shows. Well, of course they got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
So then we were off for a year or so. Well, then I was still sick. Okay.
In that year, are you writing new material?
I was writing stuff down. I carry a little notepad with me, and when I see something funny, I write it down. I don't write the whole thing down. Like, let's say I see a guy on a bike with a horn, you know, or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So I write it down that way I'll remember and it'll refresh my memory. But during this time, I'm just sitting there, and once I started getting better and feeling better, then I decided, okay, I think I'm going to get back on. So I got a hold of Bob, and I'm like, Bob, I think I'm going to do this again. Well, then I went to the first, and I've only been back on stage for about a year, maybe a year and a half.
Oh, now.
Yeah, now.
And I saw you like 6 months ago at Damsels. God bless you.
And I was like, man, I'm really thinking about getting back on stage, Bob. And he's like, you need to go do that shit, Wendy. He goes, I know you've been sick. He's like, it's time. So I did. I went to Damsels to the first open mic night.
God damn, that might have been the first show. Because it may have been almost a year ago.
Yeah. And I got up there and I did my shit. And I don't like taking a phone up there. I don't take a notebook
Notes,
up there. I
nothing.
don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's unprofessional. That's
Takes
just
away.
me.
Takes away.
That's just me. Some people need that. And okay, if that's the way you want to run your stuff. But I'm kind of hard on myself. And when I feel like I haven't done the best, then I'll revamp it and try to do better next time.
Yeah.
But like, to be honest, knock on wood, I haven't had any bad shows, thank you God. But the last, 15 shows I've done, I've been the only female. I'm okay with that.
You like it that way?
It doesn't bother me either way, but there's just, it seems like I've ended up with a certain group of guys. Like when I do shows out of town, I'm usually with Kevin Temple, Mr. Volume, and Bob Digga, and me.
Okay.
That's who I'm usually with when I'm out of town or if I go somewhere. I don't know why, but it always is. And me and Kevin Temple and Bob and Mr. Volume, we're really tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really weird where this little blonde-headed white girl with all these big black guys come in and they just don't know what to think. And my mouth's worse than theirs. You know what I mean? But like when I came here, I ended up with Andy Russell, Alan Walker. Them two really supported me a lot. Them two were the ones, like Alan and him. And there's this other guy named LaRon Evans. He's done like screenwriting. He's done movies in indie. He's a photographer like you. He loves videography and stuff like that. And
All right, the name sounds familiar.
He is
LaRon Evans.
He is just fabulous. We call him L.
Okay.
And L, he's one of my biggest fans, man. I love him. And to be honest, I'm very lucky that I am surrounded by the people that I'm surrounded because I hardly have any family anymore. My parents are gone, my uncles, my aunts, and all that. All I have is my brother and my sister with my kids. That's it.
And your chitrin.
Yep, that's it.
I was going to say, like you mentioned, you see a person on a bicycle with a trombone or whatever, and you write that down.
Right.
Brian's very similar to where, like, if he, like...
Glory hole.
Yeah, he just writes down just glory
Yeah.
hole. And he's like, if one person laughs, there's something there. Do you believe that?
Absolutely.
Even like in the so the way he did explain it pretty well, but like in the remedial stage, when I explain the remedial idea and I get a giggle, then I'm like, okay, that's worth building.
Then you build on it.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
worth building a joke out of.
But like, you know what got me through is like, okay, the first time I was really nervous, but now it don't even bother me to get on stage. But I won't eat before I get on stage. I don't know why. I don't know. I get the good
like innately,
jitters.
like you just don't. Your
I
body's
don't-
not hungry.
I don't eat until after I'm done. I don't know why.
You do
I
it
think
consciously.
It's like that. It's probably like a survival instinct.
It's like I don't know why I do it. To be honest, I just do it, and I just end up kicking ass after I do it.
Your body's in like fight or flight, and they're like, we gotta fucking kill this thing, dude.
But like, Bob is one of my biggest fans, and all the guys are. Kevin's one of my biggest, and Kevin's just blowing up. He just did a show with Keenan Thomas in Las Vegas.
Shit.
Yeah, in Las Vegas.
All right, we got to get a hold of that guy. One question I had is, so you were talking about your, you don't take notes on stage. Very admirable. You don't take a phone on stage. You're just kind of like, what I've prepared is what I have. If it's not good enough,
No, I can wing it.
I'll tighten up. But you said you'll adjust or tighten up or whatever a certain line or a certain bit
Right.
or whatever. How do you do that? Or now, are you
this is what I
audio
do.
recording
No,
your
no, no.
sets, or how do
No.
you have that feedback?
I'm just good at because I was really good at speech and English when I was younger, and I did a whole
Okay.
bunch of speeches and stuff.
Okay.
Essays and all that stuff, and you had to repeat that stuff. So I was just good at remembering words.
you don't
know
have
what I mean?
chronic memory loss from the weed.
No, I
Tom
don't.
does.
But I do have my sometimer moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know why that just grasped me. Like, if it ain't money, I don't give a fuck about mouth. Okay, I can count some money, but other than that, I don't care.
I get it.
Who gives a shit about pie? Not unless it's actually a pie. Okay.
Right.
But my thing is, I don't know why I'm like that. I just am. I always remember. Now, this is what I do. I have 15 minutes of solid material that I have remembered in case I forget something, like to fall back on. I have 15 minutes of jokes.
Oh, I forgot that new joke I wanted to try. I'm gonna pull something out of this 15 minutes I have.
Yeah, exactly.
That's smart.
And that way, if I forget something, or I always try to segue good, because I hate when if I jumped from one thing to the other, I don't want them to be all over.
Okay,
I want
so
to segue
on
to
that,
something.
you were a big SNL fan.
Yes.
Did you watch Adam Sandler's new stand-up special?
I have not yet, but
I
I
haven't
love Adam Sandler. And he's doing a new Happy Gilmore, right?
I found this out last night
Yes, he
while we were
is.
smoking stogies.
I love Happy Gilmore, man. That
And
is so
I
awesome.
told that person that they were full of shit.
No, they're not.
I was like, there's no way he's going to wait
He
20
is.
years to make a second Happy Gilmore. And then they
And
were
he
like,
is.
no, the guy on The Tonight Show made an announcement. Who was it?
I don't know.
Whoever does The Tonight Show now.
It
I was gonna-
is Jimmy Fallon.
I think it was Jimmy Fallon or the guy that used to do MTV Live. That guy. The heavier set fella. I can't.
what is
I
his
never
name?
remember his
I
name.
know his name.
but he has a Tonight Show. It was either him or Fallon that made the announcement. There's going to be a Happy
his
Gilmore
name's
too.
Jimmy too, right?
Might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But here nor there, I'm pretty pumped on that.
I am too.
Is the new stand up good, Tom?
Yeah, if you liked Sandler on SNL.
I did.
But like the segues are kind of weird in it. They're different.
He
does he do-
twists him, but he's
Does he do
kinda-
musical bits?
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, I
he
like the
is-
musical bits.
He's so talented, though, man. Like the
Like
wedding
musically,
singer.
he's an actor.
The wedding singer was like one of the best things ever.
fucking kill
I love it. I love the wedding singer. I know, like he's singing that song to Drew Barrymore, and
Yeah.
it just becomes out so morbid.
And him and Chris Farley were
I
such a
just
good
loved it.
combo. The lunch lady.
R.I.P.,
And
dude.
grown-ups, grown-ups was awesome. I don't care, man. Like
The
when,
second one,
but the first one was freaking awesome,
money.
man.
Yeah.
Because like, oh boy, when being that old lady and shit, that was so great. Okay, that was just
She was like a
Rob, What's
masseuse.
his name? Rob. Is it Snyder? Is
Yeah,
that
Rob
his name?
Schneider. And he's with the masseuse,
That
the
is
old
so
lady
funny.
masseuse.
I don't care who the hell you
So
are.
good.
That is so, and the toupee that flies up off his head. That is so great. I don't
So
care who
good,
you are.
dude. So good.
I was gonna say, so like your first time you killed it, but like, so like Brian and I have never done a stand-up special, and yet we have like 3 note folders just full of material.
We're going to talk after the show. I want to run some
But I was
stuff
gonna say,
by
do you have advice for anybody out there that's like wanting to get into comedy?
Because you know what?
Excellent question,
This
Tom.
is the what I say. Okay, I would say go to an open mic night. Okay, go to an open mic night as soon as you can find one, and just throw it out there.
Feel out your
just
stuff.
Feel out, yeah. And read it out loud to yourself, though. Not like, I don't ever give my jokes up before I get on stage. Like, everybody's like, oh, perform with me. Motherfucker, do I look like a monkey? Okay, I'm not going to perform for you when you feel like it. I don't ever give my material out. I don't ever I don't have nobody look over my stuff. I just go do the shit.
Nice,
just
dude.
do that shit.
It's very admirable.
Because look,
you believe in that. Just says you believe in your shit.
Well, I am very self-confident, and maybe sometimes I'm kind of cocky, but I don't try to be. I try to be graceful with it because I'm very lucky. Because I was talking to Bob. He was taking me to the Frozen Lounge in Orangeboro. And I asked him, I said, Bob, because at that time it was probably 12 shows. I said, the last 12 shows, I've been the only female. And he's so biased. He goes, because Wendy, you're better than all the other females. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, Wendy, I did comedy for 2 years and didn't even get paid. You're already getting paid.
Yeah, that's a win.
Gotta feel great.
Yeah, it's a win.
So
dude.
that was such a big compliment to me. And I always go to Bob or Kevin, and they support me so much. And their wives and their girlfriends, for some reason, these women love me, and I love them too. And they're all so supportive. Like when I met Alan and Laura, they were just so supportive of me. And when I got my first time with Alan, is we did a contest. Okay, we had the audience write down a subject. So this was just like off your head.
It's like bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
But from the audience, yeah.
Yeah, we got it from the audience, and we picked out of a hat. Well, I had sex. I was like, oh, I'm Gucci.
Yeah, good.
I'm so Gucci. Yeah.
I got 9 kids.
Yeah, right.
I got 9
So
kids.
I did really well there. And then so I did great, and I won a spot, and I was the only girl that won a spot.
That's awesome.
And that was a big deal, you know?
I was going to say, so you mentioned also that when you got started, you had a room that you designated for your bucket list, and your son and daughter filmed on 2 separate platforms. And one thing I mentioned on some of the comedy people that Brian and I have had on before is that I'm dying to see some YouTube specials. A lot of these even big name comedians are doing YouTube specials, and we're actually filming the first YouTube special I've seen to come out of Evansville. But do you think you'll ever do record your own and post it?
I have, but most of the time this is what's weird. Usually I get audience members that do it. I had this guy named Aries that followed me, and God love him. Love you, Aries. He went to the 7 Mile when I went to the 7 Mile.
Okay.
And he recorded me, and I had no clue. Well, he friended me on Facebook, and I recognized him because he came up and shook my hand. And I was like, you were the guy I met at the club last night. He goes, yeah, here. And he sent me my whole set.
Whole 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
I didn't have to record
that doesn't bother you? I know like the mothership, they take away people's phones and stuff like that.
No, absolutely not.
They put them in bags.
Because this
at the
is
door.
why. Laughter should be free.
It should be.
We pay for everything freaking else.
But look at it this way. Let's say you're called one day by Joe Rogan's associates to do a spot at the mothership, right?
Okay.
And you got to come up with your best.
Okay.
And if you do well, they'll give you X amount of dollars, and then they'll have you on a second time, and they'll give you more X amount of dollars. But if you go and so say you went to the mothership and you did your first spot, and they give you $250, $1,000, whatever. You've just released your now best and or second best material, and they're like, okay, we like you, we want you to come back a second time, but now that stuff's been recorded because somebody had their phone, and now that stuff is out somewhere else.
But that happens all the time. That happens with movies.
Joke thievery is just a thing, though.
But it happens all the time anyway.
Right. It happens innately.
Everybody records everything. Like like just like you guys were saying earlier. Everybody records everything, okay?
Yeah.
So as long as I didn't do it and it was some other asshole that did it, then I shouldn't have any problems.
But what if it's your material, though? That doesn't bother you? That, like, you worked really hard on this one joke about this old lady with a dildo.
No.
And now...
No. Because I always try to come up with new material. I try not to do the same show twice.
That's awesome. I was going to say, since doing comedy, have you watched less comedy? I feel like...
Absolutely not.
No?
You're still ingesting...
Oh, I love it.
Really?
Because I get so sick of watching the news or watching
I don't watch the
it's
fucking news
always,
anymore.
There's always something not good on. You know what I mean? There's always something that either one makes you cry or shoot somebody. Okay, and
100%, dude.
God forbid, however many years I have left, I'm going to enjoy my life and I want to laugh. Because I also like the art of different comedians. I watch them, the way they move, the way they act, the way they are. That's intriguing to me because every comedian is so totally different.
It's funny. So, okay, I have one question, and then I want to follow up with a mention. I'm going to start with the mention. You're talking about watching other comedians and stuff, and I think we spoke about this with another comedian whom I can't remember who it was, but we were talking about Anthony Jeselnik. He's one of my favorite comedians, real dark comedian guy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I believe
he's got a joke about Eric Clapton's dead son.
Yes,
that guy.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, really great,
I remember him,
really good guy, really dark humor.
Yeah.
But he will hit you with a concept or like a pretense to the joke.
Right.
And then hang the punchline. But he will just like walk around the stage.
Yeah, he kind of just
and ominously stare into the crowd.
Yes.
For like up to 30 to 45 seconds before ever delivering the punchline.
Right.
So that's just an honorable mention. But my question is, you're taking in comedy, and we talked a little bit about the Sandler movies. Who are some people that you like look at and not necessarily idolize or like try to personify, because that's not what comedians do, but like who do you draw inspiration from and how they tell a joke?
I always butcher his last name. Sebastian Mancino. Have you guys seen him?
Is that the Are You Kidding Me guy? The real Italian guy?
Yes.
He's like, are you kidding me?
He's a little Italian guy. What was that one he had? It wasn't Are You Kidding?
But it's that guy,
yeah,
right?
But it's that guy.
Are you kidding me? Are you all like this?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
Like, what's wrong with you? That's what's wrong with him.
What's
wrong with you? And it's true.
Yeah.
Because
he's so Italian.
But the whole thing is like this. But he speaks the truth because he's honestly speaking his truth.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Each comedian is speaking their truth. If you really look at all comedians had some kind of sadness or something very traumatic happened.
Chris Izzy said it best, he mentions that book. In the book, they say comedy is just trauma
plus
tragedy.
Plus time.
Plus tragedy.
Trauma plus time.
Yeah. And tragedy too.
Yeah.
Because we all have lived through something bad, okay?
Yeah.
But if you let that run you, then you're never going to have a good life.
Nope.
So you got to turn, like, I hate to say it, lemons into lemonade. So that's the way I did that. I can't afford a therapist.
Nope.
That's my therapy. Because when
yeah.
I hear these people laugh, then I know I'm doing something productive.
Right.
I get an instant
gratification.
Yeah. Like I'm doing something right. When I make somebody laugh or make them smile after they're having a shitty day, because we don't ever know what anybody else is going through.
Right.
You never know. So if they come to my show and they enjoy me and they love coming to my shows, God love them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Here
if I
for
can
it.
make you laugh, that's exactly what I'm here to do.
100%. That's
and
your goal.
You've performed at several comedy clubs. Do you have a favorite that you've performed at?
Local or not local?
Oh, man. No, you know what?
How far have you traveled?
I haven't got to travel real far, and I have been invited everywhere because my car kind of kaput on me. I got my sister's car right now.
The one with the racing stripe?
the
Hell
little one,
yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
My car kind of died. So I'm looking for
Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, I'm looking for
Yeah.
a new whip, but I have been
Got a Hyundai Sonata for sale if you're interested.
but I have done, like on YouTube, I've done an interview with this guy named Scott Townsend, and he's a Comedy Minute, and he's from Philadelphia. And I didn't even know how he found out about me. And that was my first interview. So, like,
Nice,
people
dude.
know me from that. You know what I mean? And then when I had got into comedy, I immediately got into, like, you know how they have the groups on Facebook? Well, I immediately got into the groups. Well, I would put up my comedy shit on the groups because, you have that comedy thing. And I started making friends. Well, these friends know, like, the comedy club owners and stuff like that. I've been invited to Ohio, California, New York, Illinois, you name it, I've been invited there. So once I get my whip going, I'm out of town.
Don't say
sure.
Illinois around my wife. She's Illonesian, and she corrects me every time.
I was going to say, well, since like getting in the groups and stuff like that, since COVID happened, TikTok kind of blew up. And we're looking at yours right now. You've got almost 3,000 followers. Do you think like that helped also?
Yeah, I think it did. And I really do. But I think I like the live shit. That's just me because I'm old school.
Big into it.
I'd rather go see a live crowd and have a live crowd in front of me.
Same with social media. Just flip it onto live and let it rip.
Yeah,
rip it,
sometimes I do. And sometimes, like sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. You know what I mean? It depends on the day.
It's every day for me.
But,
but we're not talking about busting nuts.
Yeah, we're talking about, yeah.
Same.
Whatever makes you happy,
Yeah, float your boat.
But my best, I just love the real crowds. I just do. It's nice that we have these things.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, we had a phone in the wall. Okay. You had to actually go see your friends.
Yeah. And everybody.
It's just funny how you just said that. We had a phone in the wall.
And it's
just
true.
not a hole in the wall.
A fucking landline.
It always hung in your kitchen or in your hallway.
You know what blows people's minds that are my age? I tell people, because like a lot of people didn't grow up in the county like my parents did. And from back in like the 70s when they were kids, they had like a cluster of houses that had landlines, obviously, but they all paid the same phone bill. And when they
shared the same landline.
So they all had the same number. So like if you picked up the phone to make a call and you heard Gary, 4 miles down on the phone, you'd be like, oh shit, my bad,
I gotta
Gary.
wait, yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that was
absolutely
yeah.
And that's a true thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah,
dog.
like we never had to put the area code in.
No,
we didn't have. I remember my
you
first
just put
number.
in 3 numbers and you'll get close enough to call
But
somebody.
See, we had 7 by the time I was little, and I remember my first phone number. Yeah,
Yeah,
I swear to God, it was the easiest one ever. It was 422-2286.
I have an interesting question. This is my last interesting question. Because you are a character. You really are.
Thank you.
You are exactly how you explained yourself. Rough around the edges, but you kind of dial yourself in very well. But that makes me think this question. I'm a pretty civilized person in real world. I live in the city. I work in the city. Grew up in the county though.
Right.
And that's like in my DNA.
Right.
So, like, I feel like if I was ever to go on stage, I would try to personify as much of County Brian as I could. Like, almost not a character, but lean into a stereotype. Now, do you personally do that? Do you ever try to, like, here's the stereotype I fit, and it's not a character, but like all my material is kind of like based around this stereotype or this caricature. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. No, I'm
like,
just
what would be a
myself.
good example? Like all the guys from Blue Comedy Tour. They're all really smart guys. But,
Larry the Cable Guy.
But they're playing.
We'll say Larry the Cable Guy because he's the one that.
But he's got a college degree.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But no, I do not. I'm just me. But I do notice, and this is honestly true. The black audiences are more perceptive to me. I don't know why, but they tend to be, they're more loving towards me. They really are. And I don't know why. I don't get it, but I'm okay with it. I always joke with my boy Kevin. I'm like, I'm going to be the white girl Gary Owen. I don't give a shit.
Hell yeah,
You
dude.
know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Because to me, when I was a kid, we didn't even know we were black and white because I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. We didn't know.
Yeah.
All we wanted to do was play some ball and have some fun.
Yeah.
We didn't even
hit the courts.
We didn't care. We didn't care. We did not care. I just think it's a shame how people, and it don't matter what color they are, they always try to make those lines. And
oh shit! Am I part of the problem?
No.
Oh, okay. I like a good stereotype.
But
though.
Like when I'm standing with Bob, I'm standing with like 3 big black guys.
Yeah.
I don't care what people think about me.
Yeah.
I never have, and I never will. I have to be okay what I think about me.
So you're focusing just strictly on material. You're not like playing a character or leaning your material.
No, I'm me, and I just take my life experiences and I look at it because my life was fucking funny. I don't care because I had to make it funny because even though with all the craziness, like my dad used to have flashbacks. Oh, I totally have a whole bit for that.
I've seen your stuff. So I ran into you the same night that I met Zach Pollard, and I thought both of you were phenomenal. I was like,
and it's funny that a lot of your flashbacks are from Iran.
but when I saw your set, I was like, dude, she crushed. First off, secondly, I feel like her childhood stories about like you did like a trailer park bit,
Right.
and then you did like a crazy Uncle Meth bit. I can't remember.
Yeah, my
But-
Uncle Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was wild, but
it was true.
But at the same time, I was like, oh, dude, she's talking about my childhood. I'm in.
But everything,
I'm in,
like,
dude.
I take stuff that is true, and I just put my little bit of sugar on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I love it. Your stuff's great, man.
Because my family, I'm telling you, they are nothing but material. I'm telling you already.
And shout out to Damsels, man.
Damsels is
and
no longer doing the open mic night.
what happened?
We don't know.
What?
I swear.
They probably heard I was coming in to make a
they
Jew
said-
joke, and they
now
were like,
look.
They shut it down.
They
Paul
said-
leaked. Paul, you son
No,
of a
this
bitch,
is the
you
deal.
leaked.
They're saying that they don't have enough employees there to do it anymore.
What?
So we have not had a regular spot. That's what's been going on.
We need a West Side spot ASAP, and Alan Walker, you better
Man.
figure it out, dude.
Alan, poor Alan, he's been trying to, and I have too.
Better figure it out.
Well, I got Lakeview in Chandler, and we've been doing it once a month there, and they're
Lakeview
doing
Manor's pretty nice.
Huh?
What day do they do that?
this Saturday. It's going to be me, Antonio.
What time?
6:00.
I might have.
You guys really ought to come out there because
Well, he lives out there. He lives.
Yeah, and I work until 6:45 that day.
Oh, you'll
but
be all right. Have
What
you
time's
guys?
the show?
It's at 6:00. Have you guys seen Ruger Spears? He's new.
God bless you.
Thank you.
He's a new kid. And
I've not
he
heard
is
him.
fucking phenomenal.
And it's an open mic.
No, there's going to be. Look at my Facebook.
Yeah, can you pull her Facebook up? You
Look at my
I
Facebook.
saw your post about this. It's you and several other gentlemen.
Yeah,
Go down. You're on it. Yeah.
Yeah, go on down. Keep going down.
There
it is.
Yeah, this one. Lakeview,
Yeah.
established 1924. Comedy night. Here we
Yeah.
go. Let me get some volume, dude.
That's Ruger Spears, and he's awesome. I'm the one that brought him in.
No, make it big, son. Click
Well,
the big
I
button.
did, and it did
And
that.
this one I have not seen. That's one of
Kevin Goins. Okay.
Kevin I've worked with. Kevin's fucking phenomenal.
There
He's
she
funny.
is. There she is.
And I'm the only female in this one. Kenny Johnson is the one that got me into this.
Okay.
Kenny had seen me one night at I don't know.
Antonio's doing it?
Yeah, me and Antonio. Yes, did you guys like that?
dude.
Yeah.
No.
And look, Kenny did that, and he sent it to me, and he goes, "Wendy, what do you think?" I said, "Ask Antonio. Listen to it. Listen to it. Yeah." He plays the music, and if you read the subtitles and
It
stuff,
says technical error, but Anthony will be there.
yeah,
Or Antonio will be there.
yeah, that's what it
Bro, hold on. Antonio, you're a fucking gangster.
says. He is gangster. I love Antonio. I love Antonio.
We did an interview with him, and it aired in
September 3rd.
Yeah, September 3rd. But so great. Found out he came from Indy. Got shot 5 times. Took 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Should have died. Did die.
He's gangster.
Fucking.
But I love Antonio because Antonio, he is.
Him and his girlfriend are like the
Yes.
nicest people.
And he is so,
His
we
dog
are
is
so
great.
yeah, we're so supportive of all each other, and that's what I'm saying. Alan Walker,
We gotta talk. We gotta get in.
and
Alan Walker's got to come on the show.
like we take the young ones. Molly Federline, have you guys seen her?
Kevin Federline.
No, Molly.
Kevin's sister.
No, I think that's how you say it. Federline. But anyway, she's hilarious.
Have to
She's
check her out.
Peter Dayton.
Okay.
He's great. But see, I have not been able to see them since Damsels.
Yeah, we know Pete.
Yeah,
Pete's a good friend of mine. We write
I
together.
love Pete.
Yeah, we
I love
write
Pete.
together.
But it's been horrible since Damsels has not done that because we have not had. I tried a couple places and they'll say, "Oh yeah, we want to do it," and then they backpedal.
Okay, so interesting question to pull the trigger on this bad boy. Let's put a bow on it. We're over an hour. I want to ask, and this isn't like a very comfortable question. People don't typically like it. You can go as far as you want, but we really want to know about the motivation. So, have you ever had a dark moment in this comedy extravaganza that you've been on in the last few years? A dark moment that you were like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing the comedy thing anymore. I want to hang it up. I want to quit. I want to stop. This is stupid. I'm stupid. But then after that dark moment, because clearly you're still doing it today, comedy that is, what was it that got you out of that rut?
No, I didn't get that way. Actually, comedy is what kept me going after I got sick. When I got sick, I got real bad sick. It wasn't just, oh, she's sick. No, I was crawling it was bad. when I started doing comedy, it gave me motivation. It gave me another reason besides my kids. You know what I mean? Because I don't have no man. I haven't been with somebody. I haven't had a boyfriend in 3 years.
Strong, independent
Well,
woman.
and like you said, looking back on like familyhood trauma and everything, like finding the comedy in that is like your therapy. It eases those dark moments.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because even though I might do it, I notice like when people come up to me and they're like, I went through something similar. Like if you have a dad that's a Vietnam vet, or you had a crackhead uncle, or you had a fucked up sister or brother, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I'm relatable, and that's what
you fucking are, dude. It sucks. I hate being relatable to people,
but I'm okay with that because if I can help that next person, because right now life is shit, man. People,
across the board for a lot of people,
and people are going through so much shit. And if I can make something relatable and make them laugh at it, then I'm doing something right.
You're doing the Lord's work, brother.
I'm doing right.
Hell yeah.
And I'm okay with it. No, I haven't had a moment where I'm like, oh no, fuck this shit, I'm going to quit. No,
you're all gas right now.
I'm just like, I'm driving. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to get myself somewhere where I would love to open a comedy club here, man.
Fuck yeah, brother.
We need it so bad.
Dude, I'm about it. Hey, and seriously, fucking cheers to you. All gas.
Thank you.
All gas, no brakes. You're
That's exactly it.
You're a fucking metalhead, just fucking chaotic fucking
I'm a
nightmare
bitch. I don't
of
care.
fucking.
I just do what I want when I want to.
Last couple minutes are all you for shout outs and like who you're going to tell about the show. Who's got you to where you're at? Who's keeping you going?
And you got to tell them about the show.
Definitely Bob Digga. Kevin, he's always dragging me along on his trips. Mr. Volume. Alan Walker. Andy Russell. I'm trying. Them are the main ones, man. They're the ones that support me no matter what. I don't know what I would do without those guys. I love you fucking assholes, every one of you. And the women that I have surrounded myself with, like, what's so cool is like Molly and me. I think Molly's probably the closest woman comedian to me.
What's Molly's last name?
Federlin. Effie. It's real hard.
Oh, that's Kevin's sister.
Yep.
Okay. I'll have to.
And she's awesome, but she's probably the most female I talk to besides Laura. Laura's Alan's old lady, and they've always been supportive. Kevin and Bob and Mr. Volume has taken me to their shows. They almost refused to do a show because they wasn't going to have me, and if the girl couldn't get me, they weren't going to do the show. So that's what kind of support I have.
That's awesome,
and that is freaking awesome. And I tell you what, Bob has came and drove me to my shows and not even performed.
Yeah, because you don't have a card sometimes.
Yeah, and he'll come get me, and take me to my freaking shows, and he won't let me pay for gas.
Damn it, Bob!
Awesome.
Stop being
love you, Bob.
Stop being such a good
says.
dude. Stop being. You're making us all look bad.
If it was not for that man, I wouldn't be here.
Shout out to Bob,
dude. Seriously, you are crazy on wheels. I saw you at Damsels. I knew I had to get you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad. Shout out to Zach Pollard who hooked us up.
Yeah, Zach.
I saw you both. I met you both for
Zach's
the first time.
pretty awesome.
Oh, he's so wild. Both of you are wild.
He's so funny, and he just thinks I'm a mess. He's like, I can't even believe you're 50, Wendy, because you were so crazy. And I'm like, well, wait until you hit this age, because you just don't give two fucks about anything.
It's a wild ride, brother, and we're all on the same one.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a wild ride, and thank you for listening to the Days Grimm podcast. Please like and subscribe. My name is Thomas Grimm.
My name is Brian Michael Day, and this has been Wendy Gray. Wendy, thank you so much.
Thank
Cheers.
you guys for inviting me.
Thank you so much. God bless.